From CBS News World Headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Katie Couric.
Cynthia Bowers has the story of a young woman who took a trip that changed her life and the lives of thousands of children as well. She's our latest example of the American spirit.
Diga hola.
I have always felt called to do something with children. You spend part of your life searching for your purpose, and this is my purpose.
I remember in second grade, I learned what the word orphan meant. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to not have someone to tuck you in at night. And I remember that being something that really moved me as a kid. It was always something that was in the back of my mind. When I graduated from college, I reached out to every orphanage I could find in Latin America. I found Mercy Ships. It's a big boat that goes to developing countries. They provide well drilling and clean water, and their main thing is medical missions. We went to Honduras, to Puerto Cortez. They had bikes on the ship, and you could take your bike out. I would visit the orphanages in the town. But I feel like the most pivotal moment for me was when I was in a licuado shop, which is like a lemonade shop, and I was standing in line, got my drink, and a little girl tugged my shirt, and I looked down, and she was 6 years old. She had bald spots because her hair was falling out because she was malnourished. She didn't have shoes on. She had very tattered, dirty clothes, and she was begging me for her drink. That was like, that was it. So when I came back from serving in Honduras, I started running a martial arts school, martial arts is something I did my whole life. And I would share with the kids at our school stories about these kids that I had met in Honduras.
Back home, Rebecca shared Daisy's story with Kids in America. They were so moved, they started fundraising. $5,000 went to orphans in Mexico.
That was like the most money. You know, you think about how much it costs for things overseas, and you can do so much with $5,000 for so many kids. And I just thought that was amazing. And then it was $40,000. I ended up raising $250,000. You know, at the time when we first started doing it, I was like, oh, we'll create a fund and it'll help kids, right? But then it was like, all these things started happening organically where people were contacting me that I had met overseas who needed help. So we started working overseas in Uganda and Kenya.
The Halo Foundation is committed to improving the lives of children in need. We provide food, water, shelter, clothing, education, art therapy, and caretakers to children around the world.
And at the same time, we started working domestically. We would go into existing shelters in the US and Kansas City, and it got to the point where they wanted us to have a place for the kids to be able to come off of the campus of the shelters or away from the environment that they're in. So we started the Halo Learning Center in Kansas City, and we started one in Jefferson City. It was important to us to not duplicate existing services. And then it got to the point where we realized that the housing was such a great need for kids.
I always think about the moment when they walk through the door and how that must feel, to know that you have nowhere else to go.
So I was in rehab from 4 months pregnant to 7 months pregnant. And then I got out, and it was like hard to find a place for me. Like it was like close to foster care, you know? And then I moved in with my mom, and then she got a boyfriend, and kind of like, I said that I could pay for the mortgage, but I was like 16 or 17 at that point, 16 maybe. And she kind of just left me there. I could not pay for it like I said I could.
It wasn't an easy childhood, but it was the cards that I was given. We moved in with a foster family at a fairly young age with my sister. Didn't get a lot of support.
Pandemic happens and you lose your mom. That's a lot for anybody to have to bear, let alone somebody that's a 17, 18-year-old kid in high school.
I thought I was Sada when mamá que sa a me so okay. I love my mother but super much. Well, a lot.
Being homeless, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
There's been times that I've tried to commit suicide.
My name is Marjay. I'm 20 years old. I go to Mizzou. I'm from Kansas City, born and raised. My childhood wasn't the easiest. I've been in and out of homeless shelters. My father physically and verbally abused me. And I only share these things with you because they make me the woman that I am today and they make me stronger. And I can say that in confidence now.
You guys were all I had for a big portion of my life.
It gave me a safe place where to be myself.
This has been ground zero for that. This was the first safe space for me to really just be me. And I'm so grateful that I got to experience at a young age. They caught me at just the right time.
Once you're in Halo, you become family. And even when you leave Halo, you're still family. And Halo has continuously helped me.
I graduated early and I got valedictorian in my class. I completed college. I maintained a job 3 years plus, been able to buy a new car.
They've just been there. And without that support, a lot of things wouldn't have happened, honestly and truly.
In order to do what we do, we have so many people that are helping us behind the scenes and who give, we say, time, talent, and treasure. So time being any volunteering, talent being if you have a skill that you would want to give to Halo, whether you're a lawyer or an accountant, and then treasure being financial support. It's expensive to do housing. I mean, it's 24/7. You have to have a certain number of people awake at all times. Our staff and volunteers are vital to the success of Halo because every minute that they pour into Halo, the kids feel it. Kids are smart and they can feel when someone is there because they really want to be. And that is who we are. The hundreds and thousands of people who have helped throughout the years, every single one of those people are so important. If you say yes to us, we can say yes to another kid, and that is making such an impact in their lives. So if I think of Daisy's story being, the first kid that we were able to say yes to, and the thousands of kids along the way that we've been able to say yes to, and here we are at 20 years, and it's a great milestone, but we've only scratched the surface.
I am so hungry.
It's about reaching out and finding people who really want to make a difference. Everybody wants to do something. They just have to figure out how to do it.
Now we need so many more people to say yes. We need to be able to do that because we have so many more kids that are going to be knocking on our doors. This is not a problem that's going away. It's a problem that has to be addressed, and we need your help. So who's next?